Last season against Eldon, Hayden Lackman scored 5 touchdowns. Last Friday night on homecoming against Eldon.
Out of the I formation, they hand to Lackman this time, and Hayden goes into the end zone for the touchdown, Falcons. And on second down, as we start the second quarter, they throw a pass underneath, and there goes Hayden Lackman dancing into the end zone, touchdown, Falcons. Hayden Lackman in from 12 yards out as Bax takes the snap, looks to his left, now down the middle, has a man wide open. There it is to Lackman. Lackman's to 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5, touchdown, Falcons.
Well, that was quick.
On first down, they hand to Hayden from the 15-yard line, cuts to the left, now down the field to the 5, to the end zone, touchdown, Falcons. Hayden Lackman back to the end zone, a 15-yard score. Halford in motion to the left side, and off play action, Bax has all day to throw down the middle, wide open as a man, touchdown, Falcons!
And who else?
Hayden Lackman, have yourself a game, Hayden.
That's 10 touchdowns in the last 2 games against Eldon. Is it personal? The Falcons were all dancing early and often last Friday night in a 76-7 romp over the Mustangs. The Falcons are taking no prisoners as they begin to roll towards the postseason. It's brutal. It's frightening. It's machine-like. Could the Falcons be the real Green Machine? The next team to stand in front of this Green Machine will be the Hallsville Indians. The Indians are unconventional. They'll stall. They'll take delay of game penalties. They'll use all their timeouts in the first quarter. They'll run the same play again and again and again as their quarterback smashes into the line repeatedly. They'll clap, they'll bark, they'll cut, they'll pile on, anything to disrupt, confuse, and frustrate their opponents. This is Dick Aldrich along with Ed Kniest, and we're live in Hallsville for this Tri-County Conference clash. Can the Indians do enough to avoid getting flattened by the Green Machine? Doubtful. The Green Machine is on a roll, and it's likely Hallsville will be the next obstacle to get flattened. It's the Falcons, it's the Indians from Hallsville, next on MidMoSports Online.
Welcome back to Hallsville. Dick Aldrich along with Ed Kniest as we get ready for tonight's game between the Hallsville Indians and the Blair Oaks Falcons. The Hallsville Indians have only beaten the Blair Oaks Falcons twice in 16 games that they have played against the Falcons, and they have not beaten them for several years, and we don't want to start that trend tonight, but let's take a look. Right here, right now, brought to you by the law firm of Brighton, Swearingen in England, of Jefferson City. Right here, right now, we have clear skies, temperature of 79 degrees. It's been a very warm day in mid-Missouri. The Blair Oaks Falcons come in with a record of 7-0. They are the number 1 ranked team in Class 2 in the state of Missouri. Hallsville with a record of 2-5. They are 1-4 in conference play. Blair Oaks, of course, 5-0 in conference play with 1 conference game after this one to play for the Blair Oaks Falcons as they'll take on the Southern Boone Eagles in Wardsville next week.
Thanks, Dick. Well, the Hallsville Indians, they won the toss and elected to receive. They wanted to get on offense right away, and so they will receive, and they will be moving from left to right in this first quarter across your internet dial. Hallsville is dressed out in their home purple jerseys with white sleeves, white numerals, purple pants, purple helmet with a white stripe down the center. The Hallsville Indian on one side in white, and on the other side, the player's numerals on white. Meanwhile, the Falcons are clad in their traditional traveling white jerseys with Kelly green numbers, Kelly green sleeves, Kelly green pants, a Kelly green helmet, and the white Falcon on top. Hallsville is already out and ready in their positions for receive the kickoff. The ball is set down. Jag Holloway is going to be the kickoff man tonight, the kicker for the opening kickoff. He gets the signal. He approaches the ball. He kicks it. And with the call, voice of the Falcons, Dick Aldrich.
And here's the collision repair kickoff. It goes down the field and skitters through the end zone and out of the end zone. And that means the Hallsville Indians will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
He's number 75, and you can't miss him.
Cunningham moves a man in motion on 1st down, rolls to his left, throws back to the right, tunnel screen. The Falcons have that diagnosed and roll the man out of bounds over across the 20-yard line.
Falcons reacted pretty well to that as they were on that receiver right away, and he looks like he might have got a yard, Dick. He didn't get very much.
So on 2nd down and 10, they take the snap and go back to pass. The man arches the ball down the near sidelines. The pass is incomplete, tipped away. Fighting for the football for the Hallsville Indians was Abe Rhodes, and knocked away, and it's good to see him back. Sam Closser, the senior, on the left corner, number 16, breaking up that pass for the Falcons.
By Cunningham. And you know, Dick, we talked about how they were going to run, but they may have decided to change it up and come out and pass a lot.
Well, they hand off to Dalvin Smith. He got about a yard over right guard and tackle. The running back out of the backfield there, and he was pulled down very quickly. Looks like it was Rademan, James Rademan, over there on the tackle for the Falcons. James Rademan. 2nd down as Smith, 35-yard line, ball on the far hash mark. Falcons on the blitz. Cunningham being flushed out to the left, and he's going to be wrapped up, and he's going to be thrown down back at the 20-yard line. Running him down, and there he was. We talked about him in the opening in the pregame show. On the tackle for the Falcons was Carson Verslues from the outside linebacker position, and the rest of the Falcons joined in on the party. And a loss on the play of 15 yards.
I was going to say, Carson got in there, and he had the quarterback wrapped up, and he was trying to get him down, and a couple of the other Falcons just ran in there and just ran into the pile and knocked them all down.
So it'll bring him now a 3rd down and very long for Hallsville, and they hand off to Dalvin Smith up the middle. Smith trying to get to the corner, and he's there, and he's thrown down by the Falcons. The Falcons give up a gain of about 5 yards there, but Dalvin needed about 25, and he was thrown off his feet over there. Closser, West, and Davis over there on the stop for the Falcons. So a gain of about 5, and this should be a punting situation, but we'll see. This is Hallsville. Anything can happen. On 2nd down, Bax lines him up and moves Lackman into the backfield with him on 2nd and 10 from the 49. Lackman picking his way through the pile. What a great move at the 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5, dives for the pylon. Didn't get there. Cut down at the 1-yard line. He made a move at the 40-yard line. He transported himself.
Well, he did that earlier this year. He has been great this year. When he gets in traffic, he just kind of does a little levitation move just to get around the guy, and the defender's grasping for air.
And they'll give it to Lackman out of the I formation, and he burrows his way into the end zone. And with 8:23 to play in the first quarter, it's touchdown Falcons. The Falcons take a 6-0 lead. Touchdown Falcons. So the man gets you down there, you might as well give him the ball. And the Falcons put it in the end zone.
You know, on that long run by Hayden, if he'd been about maybe 5 inches taller, he probably would have got a touchdown.
Jeg Holloway on to attempt the extra point for the Falcons. Snap back, ball down. The kick is up. It's high, it's long, and it is good. 8 minutes, 23 seconds to play in the first quarter. Blair Oaks breaks on top of Hallsville, 7-0 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. This game being brought to you by Jake Voss, Shield of Shelter Insurance of Jefferson City. We'll return to Hallsville after this timeout.
Serving Jefferson.
You just know we're going to see some snow by the end of the time we roll through the playoffs. 1st down and 10 for the Falcons from their own 23-yard line. Cunningham, the quarterback, moves Jenkins in motion and hands to Jenkins on the fly sweep around the left side. He cuts up, and that was not a good thing to do. He got to chop down over there on the corner. It was West over there on the corner for the Falcons on the tackle. Tackle made by Zane West, the defensive end for Blair Oaks. Gain of a yard on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and a long 3 for Hallsville from the 40-yard line. And Cunningham is a quick young man. On second down, takes the snap, wants the throw, looks to the near sidelines, has a man. It is Abe Rhodes. He's got the first down out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. A 6-yard gain and a first down. So Hallsville moving it nicely down the field here.
Falcons blitz the outside line. Well, this is fine to take time off the clock as you're driving, but you got to end up with some points.
Hand off to Dalvin Smith. He tries to power forward, gets inside the 50, down to about the 47-yard line before they throw him back. Gain of 3 yards on the play for Dalvin Smith. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 3.
And you got to figure here at the Falcon 47 that this is going to be 4-down territory because Hallsville has to do whatever they can to stay in this game.
Falcons with a 3-man line as they move Smith towards the line of scrimmage. Play clock at 8 seconds. Quarterback rolls to his left. Here comes the blitz. Wyatt Libbert is chasing him, and they'll get him down for a 2-yard loss. Wyatt Libbert took off and was chasing Cunningham. Cunningham cut it up, and he ran right into another All-Stater. Ran right into old Red Luebbering up the middle. And a loss of 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, Wyatt came through there like his hair was on fire.
he was motoring. 6'4" and 200 pounds, and Cunningham said, "I'm out."
They're taking a big risk.
They're going back to pass. He's going to air it out towards the far sidelines. The pass is broken up. Nice play by Shay Linhardt. And right there you see why nobody throws at Shay. That's a no-throw area. And Shay stepped in front of the wide receiver, Jack Stockamp, over there, and made a great play to break it up. First down and 10 for the Falcons from the Hallsville 46. Swing pass left side. Brody Rademan with blockers in front to the 35-30. Puts his head down, and they'll mark him down at the 31-yard line. 15-yard gain on first down. On second down, Bax hands off over the left side and getting it to about the 22-yard line. It was Dapkus on the fly sweep.
It was not. If you don't throw it to Brody, you can always throw it to Brady.
First and 10, and they'll mark the ball at the 16-yard line. Bax moves Dapkus in motion to the right side. On at first and 10, Bax is going to keep it himself up the middle. There goes Tyler for the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons! Tyler Bax follows the blocking into the end zone from 17 yards out, and the Falcons are back on the scoreboard. At the 2:27 mark of the first quarter, Tyler Bax scores from 17 yards out, and the Falcons lead it by the score of 13-0.
Hey, diddle diddle. It's Tyler Bax up the middle.
The old RPO there, run pass option. He had the option to pass it, but he saw the middle open up, and he went to the end zone. Holloway on to attempt the extra point. It's high, it's long, it's good. 2:27 to play first quarter. Blair Oaks 14, Hallsville nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. This game being brought to you by Jake Voss, Shield of Shelter Insurance of Jefferson City. We'll return to Hallsville after this timeout.
Beautiful lawns in Jefferson City, Columbia, and the Lake of the Ozarks. Brought to you
of a 14-0 on MidMoSportsOnline.com, and a beautiful kickoff by Holloway on the Kemna collision kickoff. Goes into the end zone and through for a touchback. That went just inside the pylon in the end zone.
2:22 left to go in the first quarter. He's already tired of Closser being all over him.
Falcons blitz. Cunningham keeps it up the middle. He gets hit hard from behind. And that was... on the tackle there coming from behind was the outside linebacker Carson Verslues after Cunningham picked up 5 yards.
We got some scores from around mid-Missouri. Macon is in South Shelby.
Cunningham with Smith to his left, goes back to pass, sets, throws deep down the middle, and there's nobody there. He just had to get rid of it because Versluis was coming. And he heard the footsteps, and Cunningham just threw it about as far as he could down the middle. The ball was incomplete.
Zane West was zeroed in on him, too.
Nobody in the backfield. His Bax guns it down the numbers. Has a man wide open, streaking through the secondary and going down to the 23-yard line. And it's Brenden Rackers inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. A 24-yard gain.
Over the last 5 games, as Bax has had this great 7 straight.
Lackman into the backfield, throws it to the left sidelines, has Dapkus down the sidelines, puts his head down, dives, and gets to about the 10-yard line before he's knocked out off his feet. He's going to have the first down on a gain of about 13 yards.
First quarter.
I formation for the Falcons. Lackman the fullback, tailback is Dapkus, and there goes Dapkus in over right guard and tackle. And he dives forward, maybe inside the 6 to about the 5-yard line. Give Brady a gain of 5 yards on the play.
Taking on number 33, Wyatt Morris.
And as Brady has said after the first game against Maryville, he really likes running as a tailback out of that eye.
On second down, Bax turns, hands to Dapkus again. Big hole over the left side. He's into the end zone for the touchdown, Falcons. Brady Dapkus in from 6 yards out, and the Falcons are back on the scoreboard with 28 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's Blair Oaks 20 and Hallsville nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. Give him an official 6-yard touchdown run. And Jeg Holloway is on to attempt the extra point for the Falcons out of the hole to Sam Weber. Snap is back, the ball is down, the kick is up, it's high, it's long, and it is good. 28 seconds to go, first quarter, Blair Oaks 21, Hallsville nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. This game being brought to you by Jake Voss, Shield of Shelter Insurance of Jefferson City. We'll return to Hallsville and Blair Oaks Falcons football after this timeout. 28 seconds to play in the first quarter. Blair Oaks 21, Hallsville nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. And here's the Chemna Collision repair kickoff. Goes down the field to Gabe Jenkins, and he has a ball stripped out of his hands and went out of bounds, I think, before the Falcons were able to fall on it. Cunningham with 4 receivers to the left side. They hand off up the middle, and picking his way through the hole, gets out to about the 29-yard line, and that is the first carry for Wyatt Morris. I figured we would see him tonight. Wyatt Morris at 6 foot and 200 pounds. He's been the wham back for Hallsville for a couple of seasons, and he just hasn't been playing much on the offensive side of the ball yet this year. We'll talk more about that when we come back. We're at the end of the first quarter of play in Hallsville. It's Blair Oaks 21, Hallsville nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. This game being brought to you by Jake Voss, Shield of Shelter Insurance of Jefferson City. We'll return to Hallsville and second quarter action after this timeout. As we start the second quarter on second down and 8, they handed the ball to Gabe Jenkins. The ball came out of his hands, and Landon Cunningham picked it up off the ground and started running with it, and did not get back to the line of scrimmage. As a matter of fact, lost about 4 yards on the play. That was a crazy one. They moved Alvin Smith in the wing to the right side. 3 receivers to the left. Now they move Jenkins in motion back across the formation as Cunningham goes back to pass. Middle screen. The ball is deflected, goes to the ground, and I think it was actually caught. And Rhodes is going to pick up about 6 yards on the play. But it'll still be a fourth down. Snap comes back, and Halford gets it away. It is a high nose-up spiral, and it is a beauty. It drops inside the 20. It is caught by Gage Leffert, who walks forward to the 16 and points to the spot, but it's going to be down, I think, at the 18. They move Jenkins in motion to the right side and hand off, and Jenkins has some running room over on the right side, and he gets knocked off his feet after a gain of about 6 on the play. Gabe Jenkins on the carry, and the Falcons knock him down after about a 6-yard gain on the play.
And again, this is where the Falcons are going to lean on that defense to see if they can stop this momentum because of their way they played defense the last time that the Falcons had the ball.
Looking out of the field, Vander Halford is in, I believe, at a safety. As they hand off over the right side, Dalvin Smith gets a couple of yards. And not much there.
I think you're right, Dick. Yeah, he is. He's back as a safety.
And the Falcons, of course, for several weeks. So we'll bring up now a third down and about 2 from the 25-yard line of Hallsville. Cunningham calls for the ball. Back to pass. Rush is on, and he will go down. Rademan, the first one there, and he wraps him up and throws him down back at the 20-yard line.
Well, the Falcons figure, if Hallsville can send everybody, they sure as heck can.
And they certainly did, and Rademan chased Cunningham down. Loss of 6 yards on the play, and this will turn into a punting situation with a minute 24 to go and a 21-0 lead and 1 timeout. On second down and long, backs back to pass. Underneath goes to Lackman. Lackman up the field to the 40, 35, goes to the outside to the 30. Down the far sideline, scoots out of bounds, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 24-yard line. From the far hash mark, from the 24-yard line, 46 seconds left to play in the half swing. A swing pass underneath, has a man. Great move, and into the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown, Falcons.
Was that Brody?
The Falcons score the touchdown. We're not sure who got it, but they put it in the end zone. It was a great move at about the 15-yard line, and they put it in the end zone, and the Falcons from 24 yards out score again. And they now lead 27-0 with 39 seconds to go in the second quarter. Jeg Holloway on to attempt the extra point. High, long, and good. 39 seconds to play in the second quarter. It's Blair Oaks 28 and Hallsville nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We'll read the quarterback with Alvin Smith behind him. Now it's Wyatt Morris, and he gets the handoff, and he's got good running room up the middle as the Falcons turn him back. But Morris is going to get about 9 yards. The ball comes out of there, and West is running it back. He's going to score, and let's see if this stands. The ball came out late. And let's see, the officials have not waved it off.
I haven't seen anything from the officials yet.
And Zane West has gone into the end zone for the touchdown Falcons. A 40-yard touchdown run for Zane West. Wow. Got wrestled out of there, and Zane West takes it back for the score, and the Falcons may yet get to the running clock for the second half. It's Jeg Holloway on to attempt the extra point. So Morris got 9 yards on the carry, and then the ball came out, and Falcons returned it for a touchdown. Snap back ball out, the kick is up, a tie is long, and it is good. 26 seconds left to play in the second quarter. It's Blair Oaks 35, Hallsville nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We'll return to Hallsville after this timeout on MidMoSportsOnline.com. This game being brought to you by Jake Voss, Shield of Shelter Insurance of Jefferson City. Cunningham empties the backfield. And he goes back to pass, sets, throws down the middle. The ball is going to be nearly intercepted. Diving defensive play there by Davis as Hallsville just sent a man down the middle, but the pass was nowhere near the intended receiver. And Warren Davis nearly come up with his 7th interception of the year. On second down from the 42-yard line. They hand off up the middle, and Morris goes into the middle and comes right back out.
I don't even think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
No, he did not. He was short of the line of scrimmage. The Falcons all in there in the middle of their line. It was West and Luebbering on the tackle for the Falcons, and that will do it for the first half of play. So the Falcons survive a rough second quarter and will go to the locker room at halftime with a 35-0 lead here in Hallsville. MidMo Sports Online continuing coverage of high school football. It's Blair Oaks Falcons football in the Tri-County Conference, taking on the Hallsville Indians. Dick Aldrich at Canoes back in Hallsville on a warm, windy October night in mid-Missouri as the Blair Oaks Falcons lead the Hallsville Indians by the score of a 35-0. Play here in the second half. There will be a lead, and it's time now to look at our first half statistics. And here's Ed Canice. Ed.
27 yards on 19 rushing attempts. That's a 1.4 average for the Indians. No touchdowns, and Morris with a 9-yard run, the longest run from scrimmage in that first half. 27 on the ground, 36 in the air. Only 63 yards of total offense for the Hallsville Indians in that first half. Trying to work on some things against this because you really don't want to put the second stringers.
And this is the onside kick. They did it all last year, and the ball is going to be falling out short of the 10 yards it was supposed to go. And the Falcons did fall on it out here at the 49-yard line. And that,
but here it is, 3rd and 11 already for the Falcons.
From the 50-yard line, Bax looking it over. Play clock running down inside 15 seconds. Bax taking his time. As he goes back to pass on 3rd and long down the middle, he's got Rackers underneath. Brendan's going for the first down. They will get good yardage here, about an 8-yard gain to the 40-yard line. It'll be just short of the first down, and it will be the Falcons keeping their offense on the field here. They'll go for this from about a yard away.
Yeah, the Falcons, they need to regain after a second quarter. They need to regain some of that stability they usually have in the offense.
And they hand off on 4th down, and it's going to be a first down. As pile driving up the middle was Lackman.
I was going to say, it looked like Hayden.
And Hayden is going to pick up the better part of 6 yards on the first down.
Hayden has done a very good job tonight of following his blocks and just kind of picking his way down the field.
Here's a pass to the left side and breaking free and going down the field. There goes Dapkus. He's into the end zone for the touchdown, Falcons.
Yeah, a couple of missed tackles at the point of the reception, and that's all she wrote.
Brady Dapkus in from 35 yards out, and the Falcons are back on the scoreboard with 9:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. Falcons lead 41-0.
Brady Dapkus with his 2nd touchdown catch of the night. He was the one we didn't realize at first, but we found that out, folks.
Holloway lines the extra point through. 9:45 to play in the 3rd quarter. The Falcons leading Hallsville by the score of 42-0 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We'll return to Hallsville and action in the Tri-County Conference after this timeout on MidMoSportsOnline.com. Ball is moved out to the 35-yard line. First down and 10 for Hallsville. And Cunningham's just going to keep it himself around the left end. He gets hit after about a 5-yard gain. Jace Chouinard there on the tackle for the Falcons. Looks like Cunningham's going to go back to doing the heavy lifting here.
In the 3rd quarter, Warsaw is up 19-6 over Midway.
42-0 Blair Oaks here. 8:23 to go in the 3rd quarter with a running clock. Cunningham hands off to Gabe Jenkins on the fly sweep around the right side. He bounces it to the outside and is rolled up at about the 48-yard line. I tell you, Gage Leffert got mugged in the middle of the field. he got mugged. Number 51, Connor George, just wrestled into the ground. So Cunningham quickly up to the line of scrimmage, calls for the ball, runs it off the right side, and the Falcons string him out and throw him out of bounds over on the far side. And he'll get a couple of yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 4th down at about 3 now. Empty backfield behind Cunningham. Now Dalvin Smith in motion back across the formation. As Cunningham was going to throw on the run to Smith. Oh, did he get hit? Oh, my goodness. He turned around, and Warren Davis rocked his world, and the rest of the Falcons were able to enjoy the play as well. And a gain of loss of about 2 yards on the play, and the Falcons will get the ball back. It's 4 or 5 school. That's, they're kind of the big dog in the area this year. Hand off on the left side. There goes Brenden Rackers down the sidelines. He's got the first down on the fly sweep, and it'll depend on where they mark him out of bounds. From the 48 down to the 38.
Pirates are up 28-6 at half.
On first down, they hand off to Hayden Lackman, and he has plenty of running room. To the 25, cuts to the outside 20, to the 15, and down to the 10-yard line. There's the levitation again. As he got to about the 30 and went sideways.
The Lackman levitation. Or levitating Lackman. Now, take your pick, whichever sounds better.
28 yards on the carry. Falcons right back up to the line of scrimmage, just outside the 10-yard line. First down and 10. They hand off to Lackman, cuts it back to his right. He's going to skate into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. Hayden Lackman in from 11 yards out, and the Falcons are back on the scoreboard.
Hayden Lackman with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night.
4:10 to play in the 3rd quarter. Blair Oaks 48 and Hallsville nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. That drive, the Falcons took care of business with their running attack. As Holloway on to attempt the extra point, snap back, ball down. The kick is up, it's high, it's long, and it is good. 4:10 to play, third quarter. Blair Oaks 49 and Hallsville nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We will return to Hallsville and Blair Oaks Falcons football. And your Chemna Collision Repair kickoff return came out to the 25 or 26 yard line, and that's where the Falcons will put it into play, first down, or that's where Hallsville will put it into play, 1st and 10 from the 26. On 2nd and 5, Cunningham wants to throw again, going deep this time down the sidelines. Oh, a catch by Jenkins! What a catch that was! Holy cow! One-handed down. 2nd down and 9. Cunningham back to pass. Sets, throws down the middle of the field. The pass is intercepted by Shay Linhardt. Back at the 5 to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Here goes Shay, 25, and he's carrying the pile across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Shay Linhardt with the interception. He said, "You can fool me once, but you ain't gonna fool me twice." And a flag on the return, I believe. Let's see what this is going to be all about.
Maybe a hold or a block in the back on the return.
Flag is up from the 48-yard line of Hallsville. 1st down and 10. Toby Edler is in the ball game as the Falcons go to their second string, and look at Beau Buhr run around the corner. Down the sidelines he goes as he is going to be knocked out the 35-yard line, and the 135-pound sophomore does it again. And the third quarter is going to run out here before we can get another playoff. The Blair Oaks Falcons leading the Hallsville Indians by the score of 49-0 at the end of 3. You're watching Blair Oaks Falcons football, being brought to you by Jake Voss, Shield of Shelter Insurance of Jefferson City. As we start the fourth quarter, the Falcons hand off to Toby Edler, and the big senior rumbles inside the 30-yard line down to about the 28, give him a 8-yard gain on 1st down. Falcons lead 49-0 as we start the fourth quarter. Edler into the backfield. Buhr pulls it out of there, runs the right side, all kinds of running room. Now he turns it up, gets a good block on the corner, spins out of a tackle at the 15, to the 10, cuts inside to the 5, and dives inside to the 4. I tell you, that little guy is slippery.
A whirling dervish.
From the 2.5-yard line, Edler in the backfield as Buhr is going to run it around the right side and score. Touchdown Falcons. Beau Buhr into the end zone. And the Falcons put more points on the scoreboard. It's 55-0.
And the clock continues to run.
You know, Buhr and the second team does this against other teams' first teams, and they rumble up and down the field just like the Blair Oaks Falcons first team. Snap back, ball down. Holloway lines one through for the extra point. 7:56 clock running here in the fourth quarter. Blair Oaks 56 and Hallsville nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We will return to Hallsville.
Always a little bit of surprise when they have a couple of bad years in a row.
Hallsville trying to get the play in. Wyatt Riley, the quarterback, comes out around the right end, gets out to about the 25-yard line. And the Falcons have indeed emptied their bench as Riley gets
the way that the gods design it.
CBC has jumped ahead of Nixa as the number 1 team in Class 6 in the state of Missouri.
Yeah.
Even off again, trying around the left side this time, and he may not get back to the line of scrimmage as the Falcons line him up as he gets to the corner. And making the stop over there for the Falcons, number 14, and that is Derek Hagner, the sophomore, 5'7", 135. Riley, the quarterback, takes the snap, throws it quickly underneath, and has a man. Oh, boy, that was a hit. Choice of sports there is Kason Lance about tore him in half after an 8-yard gain.
This would be a time for Hallsville to try a little quick pass or something, but they're not.
Riley keeps it up the middle, smashes into the line, and I believe he got the first down.
I think he did, barely.
Got across the 40 and got the first down.
I was thinking if Hallsville kind of pulled off a quick little pass on the outside since the Falcons were all bunched.
And the Falcons move to 8-0 on the season as they down the Hallsville Indians here tonight by the score of 56-0. Blair Oaks assures themselves of at least a tie for the Tri-County Conference Championship. They'll go for the outright championship next week at home against the Southern Boone Eagles. Of course, depending on what the Booneville Pirates do tonight. If the Pirates win, Falcons will have to win the conference championship outright against the Southern Boone Eagles next week at the Falcon Athletic Complex. Once again, the final score, the Blair Oaks Falcons 56 and the Hallsville Indians nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. You're watching Blair Oaks Falcons football, brought to you by